You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
Jewelry isn't a gift you give just once. It's a way to remind your loved one of a beautiful moment every time they see it. Blue Nile can help you find the gift that says how you feel and says it beautifully, with expert guidance and a wide assortment of jewelry of the highest quality at the best price. Go to BlueNile.com and experience the convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler since 1999. That's BlueNile.com to find the perfect jewelry gift for any occasion. BlueNile.com.
Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet, get an isolation with the linebacker. Come to tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. Text us, 865-658-5824. We're flying solo tonight. Emilio's got date night going on this evening. I think Jacob's at work, and Tim is still celebrating the anniversary. So you guys and gals are stuck with me. I apologize in advance. All right, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to break down Michael Pratt, Chalk Talk, and kind of talk about some of the things that he does well. Obviously that he did well at the college level. Understand when we show these clips, in no way, shape, or form are we saying this guy's going to be a great pro. We're just simply showing you, hey, here's what he did well at the college level, right? And we're going to hit that. And then if we got time, we might go into his backstory just a touch too. But we have got a ton of clips to get to. I had to cut it down from like 22 clips down to 16, and I tried to settle on 10. So we may not get to the end of it. We're going to try to keep it under an hour, but regardless, by the time we get through with this episode, you're going to have a really good grab on what Michael Pratt did well at the college level. So we're going to waste no time. Again, this is going to be a long Chalk Talk. So I'm going to try to get it in under an hour. Hopefully we can get through the whole clip. So let's just jump right into it. I'll go ahead and kill my cam and make sure that we get as much streaming quality to the actual highlights as we can. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. It looks like everything's up and running. Usually I double check that with my guys. But like I said, flying solo tonight. So let's start off with the first play here. This is Tulane against Memphis. They're up 24-21. Obviously, Michael Pratt was the quarterback for Tulane. This is a 1st and 10 play. They're down around the 11-yard line. And what the play call here is going to be is 11 gun, Trey Wright, max protect, X fade, slot dig, Z go. Let's kind of talk about what all that means. One running back, one tight end. That's where you get the 11-1-1-11, right? You're going Trey Wright. What Trey Wright means is you've got a 3-by-1 set, and the third target on that side is actually a tight end. If there's a tight end, a part of those 3 targets on the right side, then that's what we call Trey. If that was a wide receiver, we would call it trips right. Okay, so instead it's Trey Wright. Max protect is really simple. The Y is going to stay in and block. The T is also going to block. All right, and here's the passing concept. First of all, X fade is just going to be a little bended in and faded out, okay? It's going to be a back shoulder fade here to the X receiver. Now, why is he the X? He is the opposite receiver from the tight end side, okay? So that would make him the X. This is your Z. That's your slot. And, of course, the tight end is your Y. All right. Now, so to draw it completely out here as we highlight the whole play, again, this is just going to be a little fade, back shoulder fade. All right. You're going to have X fade, slot dig. So this is just going to be kind of a little dig route here. out of the slot position. Again, the Y is going to stay in and block, the T is going to block, and then you're going to have a Z go, which probably was more of a fade as well. He's just kind of looking for daylight up there. So watch Michael Pratt waste no time. He's just going to attack the back shoulder fade at the bottom of the screen. You see he's kind of reading everything out. Ball snapped. He's got an isolation play. He knows exactly where he wants to go with the football. Look at his eyes. One-on-one, this guy's showing inside leverage, so he's giving him that back shoulder throw, right? And we've seen Aaron do this to Jordan. Well, I said Aaron Rodgers. Etta didn't like that. We've seen Etta do this with Jordy so many times, right? So often. So here we go. You see him just kind of stare it down, back shoulder. Look at the placement of that ball. You can't throw it any better, right? The big thing that sticks out with me with Michael Pratt, again, when we do these Chalk Talk segments, we're looking for takeaways. We're looking for, okay, what does he do well, right? And when I came away from this Chalk Talk segment, as far as putting together the clips, obviously we're doing this in real time. This is live. I just went through, watched the clips in advance, put a few notes in to kind of keep me on track. The thing I noticed is really good accuracy, right? Plays on time with rhythm, and he's also kind of fearless running the football. He's not one of those guys. I didn't see him scramble to create throwing lanes much. When he scrambles, he tucks it and runs. So it's not that Aaron Rodgers / Jordan Love approach of, hey, I'm going to buy some time to create a secondary throwing window. It's more about, I'm going to tuck this thing and get some yards, right? And there's positive and negatives to both of those aspects of a quarterback's game. But again, that's just that's what I noticed about the way he scrambles, what he likes to do as far as scrambling with the football. So let's move on to the next play here. Again, it's just an absolutely perfect throw. You can see he placed it right on the back shoulder. Great ball there by Michael Pratt. All right, next play. Here they're playing Oklahoma, the number 2 team in the country. Fourth quarter, they're getting boat race 40-22. Obviously, Tulane isn't quite the program that Oklahoma is. They come out in a 12-gun strong left, twin right, T same, U slot mesh, Y spot, X out, T swing. It's a pretty long play call. I'm going to explain what all that means, though. So we're going 12-gun, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. It's strong left, so both tight ends are on the left side of the formation. The T is same side of the strong side. Some people wouldn't even mention that. They would only mention it if it was T opposite, or what we refer to as T weak, if he was on this side. All right. So you've got U slot mesh, and what that is, you've got 2 tight ends, right? Right here is your Y, your traditional Y on the line of scrimmage. This is what I refer to as the U. Some would call him the F. I use U because there's a flyer / F receiver in Matt LaFleur's offense. Things can get confusing. So I typically go Y and U. And then if it's an H back, we refer to him as H. If it's someone in the backfield, we'll call him an H. If it's someone like a Josiah DeGuara, even though he's flexed out, we'll still call him an H because he's technically a fullback on the roster, on the depth chart, if you will. Back in the old days, they would refer to a fullback as F. Well, now F is kind of referred to as short for flyer sometimes in some offenses. It's also referred to as F tight end as well. And to the best of my knowledge, it was Billy O'Brien when he took over as head coach in the Houston Texans. I think I've explained this to you guys and gals before. He decided to call it an F tight end and a U tight end just to be funny, from what I understand. FU. So kind of simple, kind of immature, but that's Billy O'Brien, Billy Teapot as they called him in New England. So U slot mesh is real simple, okay? The U is going to run a shallow, right? The slot is going to run a shallow. That's what we call a mesh concept. You're trying to get those guys to mesh and the defenders to rub there, okay? Y spot, to me, it looks like it was a spot, like the tight end was just trying to get out here and sit down to create an underneath right at the goal line that possibly Pratt could hammer that thing in there. You'll see him get rerouted, so it's possible it was kind of a mini slot cross, and he was supposed to run the dig, gets rerouted, just kind of gives up on the route. I hope that wasn't the case. And then you're going to have an X out. This X is just going to kind of work up here and run a little out route. And then you've got the T swing, okay? Now, the ball is going to go to the T swing, and what I want you to key in on is Michael Pratt reading this thing out. What you'll notice with Michael Pratt, ball snap, he's reading all of this mess right here, right? The U may come open. The slot may come open, but everything happens right here. So as he's reading this out, he notices number 7, the outside corner here on the boundary or short side of the field. So you'll see him initially read here, and then when he sees 7 break inside and get picked by his own guy, there's a big miscommunication. Watch how there's no hesitation hammering this ball to the swing route. And this is what I mean by playing on time. And look, I know it's an 8-yard pass, but the ball is on the money. Watch him read this out. Look at his eyes. See, he's reading all this conflict zone right here, right? He's trying to determine, okay, is it zone? Is it man? What are we looking at here? You see 7 takes an outside step. So right here, this is where he's looking. He's working his way to 7, and then he'll probably come back to the U if he don't have what he likes and may even tuck it and run. Now, keep in mind, the Y is going to sit down here, so that could be a possibility as well. So if these defenders split and leave the Y open, you could hammer the spot play. If not, swing it out. So again, he's going to read number 7 on the boundary there. Watch this. Number 7 breaks in. Right here, Michael Pratt knows exactly where he's going with the ball. See this miscommunication? He's going to swing this thing out. Again, great placement with the ball on time. Get it out quick. Don't get fancy. That's 6 points. So just able to process, able to read the defense, quick release. You know, you guys have heard me say over and over and over, in my opinion, you don't hear me talk about arm strength much. I don't think it's that important. I think if a quarterback makes it to the NFL, they've got enough arm strength to play at the NFL level, right? Like it's if you've got enough arm strength to get drafted or signed as an undrafted free agent, I think you've got enough arm strength to play in the NFL. The 4 things that are most important to me: pre-snap read, post-snap read, quick release, and accuracy. I'll tell you, Michael Pratt has a pretty good quick release, I should say. He's got good accuracy. He seems to understand pre-snap, qualification, and post-snap reading. He seems to have all 4 of those things. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be just an absolute, like I said, monster at the NFL level. I can see why they drafted him. Obviously, he was much higher on my board than where the Packers took him. I had Michael Pratt in the 131 spot. He fell all the way to 245, and most people believe that's because of the injury. Okay, so here's the next play. 12 pistol, strong left, Z nasty, UZ switch, slot cross, X whip, Y leak, T safe. All right, so 12 pistol. We don't hear that called much. The Packers don't run a whole lot of pistol sets. They used to, but they've changed up here in the last few years under Matt LaFleur. So in a 12 pistol, the quarterback is in kind of like a mini shotgun or whatever, basically a 5 yard deep shotgun set. The running back is directly behind the quarterback. That puts a lot of strain on the defense because this could be an outside stretch play to either direction here, right? We got strong left. So there's your 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. That's 12, okay? And what we're going to run here is UZ switch slot cross. So let's identify where the Z is. The Z is typically on the tight end side. There's your strong side of the formation. That makes him the Z. That makes him the X, okay? So there's your Z. And where is your U, okay? Your U is going to be this tight end right here. So when we say switch slot cross, a normal slot cross route is real simple. This guy right here, let me go to the arrow here. He would run a crosser, right? And then the backside would be a dig. That's called slot cross. When we say switch slot cross, UZ switch slot cross, they're going to switch. So they're going to change positions in the route, okay? So he's going to be the one to run the crosser. The U is going to get off the backside, and he's going to run the dig. That's what we mean by UZ switch slot cross. Up top, you got an isolation play. It's the X receiver. He's going to run what we call a whip. Some will call it a pivot. I refer to this as a whip. Some people say pivot out, whip in. Some people say whip out, pivot in. That's what I'm talking about with coaching staffs kind of put their own spin on things. But essentially what he's going to do is kind of work this like he's going to run a shallow, and then he's going to whip this thing back out. All right. That sounded bad, didn't it? Whip it out. Y leak smoke. So the Y is just going to kind of block, and he's just going to sit down right here, right? He's going to let everybody kind of rush past, and he's going to sit down in what I would refer to as kind of like a smoke route. On a smoke route, when you run a smoke screen, the receiver just takes 1 step back and turns and looks at the quarterback. He's going to kind of chip block, leak, smoke, and then, of course, the T is just going to stay safe, stay in here and block. All right. So what I want you to key in on is up top. One thing that Greg Cosell says, you guys know Greg Cosell worked at NFL Films for so long, right? He always says elimination, isolation when you're talking about pre-snap read. And this is what I mean by the tape shows that Michael Pratt does a pretty good job of pre-snap read. This is a simple read. Don't get me wrong. This isn't brain surgery. All right. So he knows he's got a whip up here, right? So when the ball's snapped, he's immediately looking for elimination. What we mean by that is you got to eliminate what defenses they are not running here. Okay. Are they in a cover 2 zone? Right? There's not enough information here to determine if they're in a cover 2 zone. There's not enough information to determine if it's a cover 2 man, right? You're trying to eliminate those, and if you can't eliminate them, then you're kind of screwed. You're up the creek without a paddle. What he does eliminate is the fact that this guy has no help over here. Elimination, isolation. Right here is your isolation play. And Michael Pratt knows that. Unless this defender drops out into the flat and takes underneath, and this guy kind of plays over the top and they bracket him, this is your isolation play here, okay, on the whip. So, again, if we draw that play out completely, just to give you an idea, okay, it's going to be that switch slot cross, working the backside, and then this guy is going to run a whip route outside. The T is going to stay safe, and then the Y is just going to kind of go. He ain't even going to go that deep. He's just going to kind of sit down here and smoke after he chips, all right? So watch the top. Watch the X receiver up top, and watch Michael Pratt read this out. Ball snapped, elimination. There's my isolation. Now you see this guy's kind of bending right here. He's kind of bending toward that direction. It doesn't matter because Michael Pratt and this receiver know it's a whip route. These guys don't know that. So watch how they kind of run into each other. And it's a great route here. Watch the whip. Stop, go, pivot out. Look at that separation. And I want you to look at where Michael Pratt puts this ball. It would be real easy to play this too safe and put it way out here and risk an incompletion. He puts it right on the face mask of this receiver. Look at the tight spiral. Just look at the placement of the ball. Bang. You can't play that any better. He knows he's got enough separation. He doesn't have to be too safe and throw it outside. Again, watch him release. And the other thing too is watch the little baby pump fake here too. Watch Pratt with the pump fake. He's going to sell that drag / slant right here. Watch him right there. Pump, freeze him. See the backer freezes. The corner's screwed. And he's just going to put it right in his face. Bang. Touchdown. So, again, just some good stuff that you've seen with Michael Pratt. All right, next play. 12 pistol, Y left, twin right, power, YG right, read option. This is a really interesting play. This is a read option. You guys know with a read option, the quarterback is going to put the ball in the belly of the running back, and he's going to read the edge defender. If the edge crashes in on the running back, then he pulls the ball out of the belly of the running back and takes off on a read option, okay? If this defender stands straight up and holds his ground, you just hand the ball off to the running back and let him go. Now, what I mean by YG, power YG right, you've got the Y here. This is a 12 pistol set, okay? And when you notice the Y up here, what he's going to do is he's going to pull, right? And they're going to show a little power. So it's going to be him and it's going to be the guard are both pulling. Okay, so as they pull to that area, it sets up nice to almost look like a power run, right? So all these backers, they're reading that movement. And that's what's so interesting about this. So they get the defense flowing in one direction, and Michael Pratt has one job. I'm staring at this dude. If he crashes in, I'm keeping it and taking the edge. If he holds his ground, I'm handing it to the running back, and it's going to be an inside run play or a power right play, I should say. All right. What's cool about this is this defender does a good job attacking what we call the mesh point. He gets pretty far in here. And watch how long Michael Pratt waits to hand this ball off or to pull the ball. See, he's reading him. This guy's getting in here, crashing. Look how late that is. The defender played it about as well as you possibly could. But again, one thing that Michael Pratt did really well, and it's all over the scouting report, is this dude has some physical ability to run the football. He's not a small kid, right? Watch him break out here. Arm tackle off an edge defender, and we're off to the races. This is a 2nd and 5 play with a 10-point lead. Now, notice this too. Look, right now, your opponent is this right here, the clock, right? It's 4th quarter, and it's only 4:55 left. You're up by 10. Look at Pratt. Not only did he make a great physical play there, right, making the edge miss him, right, out of the arm tackle, but watch this. Pick up the first down. Don't go out of bounds. Keep that clock running, baby. Now, again, in college, I know it stops, but once the ball's set, the clock's going to roll. Great job there, great awareness, letting the clock continue to run as the ball does get set. Next play, 12 gun, strong. Well, first of all, you just seen your first read option play, right? So, again, what did we do last year more than we have in the past? We ran more read option last year with Jordan Love, and we kind of called it back in the summer when we were getting ready for the season. It was, hey, I think that Matt LaFleur is going to break out some read option because gone are the days of trying to protect Aaron Rodgers. And let's just face it, Aaron Rodgers, his legs were gone, right? He could still scramble and create magic, but he wasn't a threat for the read option, right? He just, I'm 41 years old. It sucks taking the trash can to the end of the driveway. You know what I'm saying? So your legs go in your 30s. There's no doubt about it. So The fact that you got Jordan Love and fresh legs, they started breaking out the read option more. I think you're going to see that too. It's probably something that they liked in Michael Pratt. I think Sean Clifford's got his work cut out for him, guys. I really do. And I like Cliff. I think he's a good backup quarterback from what we've seen. Very, very small sample size. But Michael Pratt showed some good stuff on tape, man. Here we are, 12 gun, strong right, T right, or you should say T same, right? 12 gun, strong right, T same, X out, Z go, U angle, YT safe. All right, let's talk about what all that means real quick. Let's just jump right to the route combination. We're going to go X out, okay? And again, where are the tight ends lined up? They're on the right side. The opposite side will be your X. There's your X. There's your Z. So I'm pretty sure what happens is sometimes these goes off screen. It's kind of hard to see. This is an out route out here off screen, okay? X is running an out. The Z is just going to run a go route, right? He's just going to run a 9 route, a fly, a go, a 9, whatever you want to call it. Then you've got the U angle, the U out here. Some people, Coach Lynn, I don't know if he's in the chat or not, he may refer to this as a mini knife route. You know, earlier he was talking about that knife route. This I would refer to as a U angle. He's going to kind of shoot to the outside and then come back across the middle of the field. So he's kind of selling the shoot.
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us. In the hobby, it's not easy being a fan of ripping packs or repacks. We get all hyped up thinking we're going to get some high-value Jordan Love card, but with zero transparency on available cards and hit rates, it's all just a shot in the dark. Until now. Introducing slab packs from arenaclub.com, the only repack that provides real value, a complete view on all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. Now when I buy slab packs on Arena Club, it finally feels like I know what I'm getting. And honestly, the best thing for me and my son is the fact that we're kind of novices into this. When I walk into a card shop with my son, and a card says it costs $40, kind of just taking his word for it that that's a good value. So I appreciate the transparency on grading, as well as just getting excited about seeing what you could potentially get. Right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase by going to arenaclub.com/packdaddy. Wow, that's crazy offer. 10% off a $400 slab pack. That's $40 right there. Anyways, that's arenaclub.com/packdaddy for 10% off your first purchase.
With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at marines.com.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
And then angling it back inside. You see a lot of T angles in the league. I want to say very rare do you see a tight end angle, but Matt LaFleur has plenty of them in his offense, that's for sure. And then YT safe is real simple. The Y is just going to block, okay, and the T is going to stay in and block. So there are your route, your passing, there is your passing concept, your route combination. Pretty sure the ball, if I remember correctly, goes to the goes to the Z, the go ball up top right here. Watch Pratt. Let's watch his mechanics here. Ball snapped, drop, set, hitches up, lets that thing go. That's a pretty ball. Little bit underthrown. No, not really. To me, I put it on the receiver. The receiver's got to be able to he created great separation, but you got to be able to stay on your feet right here and just kind of bend that thing outside and take it for 6. Could have been a little bit deeper, but that's pretty darn good accuracy, guys. And how far did he throw that? He threw it down to the 12, right? Let's take it back to the beginning here. So he threw it from the 50 to the 12. That's not a short pass, right? Good mechanics, pretty quick release, just a great ball. So now you're seeing him go deep, right? With the X go there, or I'm sorry, with the Z go. Next play, 12 gun doubles, double slot flex, T left, switch skinny will, verts, T stab. I know I'm going to get mixed up on here, so bear with me. The double slot flex, the way I see it, I'm pretty sure there's a target down here off the screen or underneath the ticker. This is the Y, that's the U. That's what we mean by double slot flex. So you're in a 12 gun look, but you go 2x2 flexed out with those tight ends. Tulane had a pretty interesting offense. I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of fun to break down and watch. Your T's left, okay, and obviously it's a balanced look with the tight end on each side. We're gonna go switch skinny will, okay, and the way this is gonna work is, if I remember correctly, again, switch concept. This guy is gonna kind of run a will route up the sideline, right? This guy, they're gonna switch places, and he's just gonna kind of run a skinny post, right? He's just gonna attack the middle of the field. And then at the bottom, I'm pretty sure it was just verts. These guys were just working verts, and then this was a stab route. You just come in here and sit down. Okay, so again, 12 gun doubles, double slot flex, T left, switch skinny will, verts, T stab. I'm pretty sure this ball is going to go to the number one up top, the number one receiver up top. See how he gets skinny? There's your switch will, and he's just going to, just run to the center of the field. That's a pretty nice ball. Notice how he protected his receiver with it. He being Michael Pratt. First of all, let's watch the mechanics here as he drops. Drop, set, hitch up, let that thing go, quick release. He protects his receiver. Some people would say that's kind of thrown behind him. The last thing you want to do is put it out here because guess who's waiting, right? You don't want to get your receiver killed. I thought that was a pretty safe throw and gave his guy a little bit of space to try to make a move, protected his receiver, get some yak afterwards, and obviously all the way down. I think he got in the end zone. It might have been down at the 1. But there you see him throwing a skinny post on that play. So you've seen the Z go. You've seen him hammer the back shoulder fade. You've seen him come out on time to the swing pass. You've seen him run the read option. Now you're seeing him hit that skinny post. Next play, 11 gun, Y flex, Y slot left is what it really is. X cheat, G lead left, jet read option. That's what I mean by Tulane getting really, really creative. So with your Y being flex, I'm pretty sure this is your Y flex here, okay, in the slot left. Your X is going to be the opposite side. He's running what we call cheat motion. I refer to as quick motion sometimes. Some people call it cheat motion. It's really, really popular in the league right now. So he's going to kind of sell a jet sweep here, okay? Now, obviously, he's got a running back in his hip pocket here. That X cheat, it's going to be a G lead play, G lead left. So the guard is going to lead left, but he's really going to get in here inside. When we say lead, he might just jump over one route. It might be more like this to help sell off the back. So it's almost kind of like a pin and pull principle. But what's cool about this is the jet read option. When you're running this read option, you're not running the read option to the running back. You're actually running it to the jet sweep. So you're putting the ball in the belly of the jet, of the X receiver, and you're reading the inside out. And if you like the way the edge looks, pull it out and take off as the quarterback. So here's another read option run by Michael Pratt. You see the read option? He's kind of riding this. Everybody crashes. Look at the defense. Everybody's flowing left. See how everybody's flowing left? Look at these guys. Left. From the offense's perspective. Left. These guys are setting up on their block, right? They're keying in. Left. The only guy that's going to this side is right here. And watch Michael Pratt pull it. He reads all that, pull it out the last second. Whoop! This poor bastard right here. No clue. What do we always say? More confused than a fart in a fan factory. He's like, does he really got the ball? Watch him cut up field, break a tackle there, stay on his feet. Look at the wheels. This is what I mean by Michael Pratt, man. He can pick you up a first down or two in a tough situation, man. He's got some pretty good wheels on him when he's healthy. So there's another read option that time with the jet sweep. Next play, 11 gun doubles, strong right, T same, X drag, slot stop and go. It's going to be a fade, and spot right, which is basically a spot right here. I'll try to line it up for you guys here in just a second, is a Y corner, Z slant, sit, T shoot. Okay, and when I say slant, sit, that's kind of that spot route. Let's draw it out here real quick. The X is just going to run a drag route. Okay, there's your X. Let's see here. The slot stop and go fade, he's going to come up here, show that he's stopping, and then he's just going to fade this thing out. Okay, that's a stop and go fade. And then the spot right concept is real simple. Your Y is just going to run a corner route, okay? Your Z, like I was saying, is going to run like a slant, but he's going to sit. That's your spot route, okay? And that whole concept is referred to as spot when you throw a shoot route underneath as well with the running back, okay? So again, 11 gun double, strong right, T same, X drag, slot, stop and go, spot right is the play call. And he's going to go to the stop and go. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this guy, when he hits his stop and go point here, he's going to get this defender to bite up. And when he does, I want you to watch Michael Pratt pump him and then drop it in the bucket. All right. So watch for the pump fake here. Let's watch Pratt's mechanics. Quick little drop, little baby pump. See it right there? When he pumps that, look where this guy's looking. That pump got him to bite because this receiver stopped. Now he's burnt. He's absolutely cooked. We're off to the races. Look at the placement of that ball. Couldn't throw it any better. Good accuracy. Understands what the defense is doing. Great post-snap read. Really, really nice play there. Next, we're inside the 5. We're going 22 I close, strong right, play action slide, which is essentially going to be an X climb, Y safe, U corner, H flat. All right, so what that means is your X is going to run a little climb route, which is essentially a crosser. It's more of a choice version of a crosser. The Y safe is real simple. The Y receiver or the Y tight end is going to stay in and block. Okay, your U corner, your U is going to run a corner. So right here, this is the guy that stands safe. Your U is going to kind of run a little baby corner route here, and then off the play action, and it's a little boot action too, if I remember correctly. Your H is going to attack the flat. All right. That's the play call. So watch the play action. Let's see how he looks under center. He being Michael Pratt. Ball snap, little play fake, rolling out. Play just set up perfectly. That's a good ball. And again, that's what, a 10-yard pass? Ooh, Clayton, he threw it 10 yards. This is on the run, right on the money. Can't throw it any better. So ball comes out on time, quick release, great accuracy, touchdown. So now you've seen him in a heavy 22 set there, inside the 5, running play action, what we refer to as play action slide. Okay. Up next, you got 11 gun double, strong left, T weak, Z go, Y leak, slot cross, T cut. All right, let's talk about what it means. Again, 11 gun doubles is real simple. When we say doubles, I need to mention this more often. It's just a 2x2 set. You're going to have 2, right, by 2. I'm pretty sure it's a doubles. It might be trips, right? Off screen, it's hard to tell with the TV copy sometimes. No, that's right. Yeah, there's your Y up there. So that's your dubs. It's a strong left. T's opposite side, so that's T weak. All right, let's talk about what the receivers are doing here. Your Z receiver is up top here on the tight end side. It's going to be a Z go route, okay? You're going to have a Y leak, and I'm not sure where he leaks to. I don't have that in the notes. I apologize for that, but he's just going to kind of chip and leak out. He may leak outside. And then you've got your slot cross T cut. So with the slot cross, again, little crosser underneath. I'm pretty sure this is how this plays out here. I've looked at so many plays today. And with your T cut, it's just a dig, okay? And when you say dig, the difference between dig and out, if it was a cut is essentially a dig route for a running back. He's going to come up the middle and just cut over, okay? Like a little a dig from the running back position here. Let's watch this play unfold. You got a lot going on here, man. This is kind of a pick-aside play. You got a little Y leak as a safety valve. You got the cut underneath as well. Doesn't look like they're firing. I think they're firing 5. There might be a little spy there in the middle as well. Let's watch the play unfold. Pratt drops back. Yeah, they got a little mini spy underneath. They're tired of him running on them. It don't matter. As soon as you go to this guy, watch the guy in the spy here. This is what you kind of call that T spy. He's man up on the T, but he's also keeping an eye on the quarterback from scrambling. Once the T cuts out, that's why I love this play call. He takes him with him. That becomes man coverage. Pratt wastes no time. This is what I mean by Pratt doesn't try to buy time to throw the ball. As soon as he sees a lane, he just tucks it and goes. And that's okay if there's no hesitation. You see, he's off to the races. And again, he's got some wheels, man. Watch him cut the corner. Look at him outrun that DB right there. That DB did not expect him to turn on the burners. I promise you, this cat right here is way faster than Michael Pratt. You would think so, right? Wrong. Look at this. Bad angle. Pratt just hits the burst. Off to the races. That's the type of stuff that can help win you a ball game. If for some reason, and God forbid it happen, Jordan Love gets banged up, misses a game or two. Hey, you guys remember old Cutlets with the New York Giants last year that cut us apart scrambling? That's the type of stuff that can happen. That's the type of stuff that a decent scrambling quarterback can give you in a pinch. That's what you kind of see with Michael Pratt here, just a scrappy scrambler from time to time. Next, this is just a shot play. It's going to be a play action, X post, Z climb. So the play, it was kind of hard to get this to line up because the highlight started a little too quick. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's your X. Let's see. No, here's your climb. Pretty sure there's your climb. And then your X is down here at the bottom. That's going to be a post. So they're going to kind of mesh out on down the field, but that's how that works there. X post, Z climb. So this is going to be a shot play. It's just a play action slot shot play. You'll see it looks like it's max protect. There might be a little leak down here at the bottom probably. But again, he's just going to drop back and let this baby fly. Watch this throw. Watch him load that up. Keep in mind right here. Let's back it up. Look at this big boy right here. Defender's about to clock him. Pratt knows it. Watch Pratt stand tall in the pocket and let this thing go. That's 6 points, baby. I'll take the hit. Bang. Gets clobbered. Look at the placement of that ball. Right on the money. Good play call. Not a hard throw to make other than you're getting absolutely smacked in the mouth, right, as you're letting it go. So that was a fun one to watch. Next play, 12 ace close. Play action, Y flex cheat, flat right. So they're just going to attack the flat to the right side of the field here. They're going to attack over here. This guy's got a little cheat motion. The Y does. He was flexed out, so that's your cheat. Again, another play action play. What they like to do is go to 12 and or 22 sets inside the 5. They're in a 12 look here. Little play action. He's got the versatility, the mobility to get out here on the edge. He's just going to hammer that cheat motion to the Y, touchdown. That's like shooting fish in a barrel. Nothing special there. Just knowing the play call and taking what the defense gives you. Next play, you got 11 gun, tray left, T same, Z fade, double shake, X fade. All right, let's try to identify where these guys are at. This is your X up here, so it's just going to be a little fade, okay? You got a Z fade at the bottom, probably off the screen with it being a tray left. Again, it's tray because the tight end is the number 3 on that trip side, so that makes it tray instead of trips. So your Z is going to be a fade down here at the bottom as well. All right, and then you're going to give a double shake. This is really cool. A shake route, you're essentially, these guys are going to get right here, give a little shake, and then get to the next level, right? The Y is going to do the same thing. A little shake, get to the next level. And essentially it turns into a 4-vert play, which is pretty cool on a 1st and goal. That says a lot about what they think about their quarterback. You're up 14-10 here. There's only 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Look, if you don't have it, throw that ball away, right? If you don't have it, just throw it away and we'll kick a field goal going into halftime. You don't want to lose the middle 8 because you got too aggressive with the clock running out and you got 2 timeouts in your pocket here. Actually, no timeouts. They'd already used their timeouts. So you don't want that clock to expire and you not come away with any points. But again, it's X fade, Z fade with a double shake in the middle. Watch Pratt here. Got plenty of time. Look at the clock. All right. If it falls incomplete, look what still happens here. You still got time to kick the field goal if you choose to do so. But he goes to the X fade here. I'm sorry, the Z fade. And I want you to look. There's no hesitation. Watch Pratt. Ball snapped. He knows exactly where he's going with the ball. Quick release. Look at the placement of this football. You can't throw that any better. That's only where his target can get it, right? So if it falls incomplete, you settle for 3. You didn't have to because it was a perfectly thrown ball. And again, just absolute. That's a dot right there. That's a great placement on a back shoulder throw. Kind of a jump ball, brings it down. Pretty cool. All right. Next play, 12 gun, strong left, RPO, slot bubble, X post. Some people refer to this as looky. All right. And what we mean by that is RPO is a run pass option. Going to put the ball in the belly of the running back. And if you like your hat count here, you just hand the ball off and let him run it. If you don't like your hat count or you like something better out here, pull the ball out of the belly and you got 2 options. You got the bubble and you got the looky. The looky is basically a slant. All right. So the way this play draws up, you know what the RPO is, okay, with the run pass option. this little bubble here, slot bubble, and it's going to be kind of an X post here, and that's what we call a lookie. A slant is more of the lookie, but again, he's going to kind of get in behind that defender. Watch Pratt stay patient here, man. This is pretty cool. You can hammer the bubble right here. You got space. 1st and 10 play, 4th quarter. Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with just pulling that ball out, hammering the bubble, and trying to let that guy make a guy miss and get a couple of yards. You come away with 3 yards, and you're set up with a 2nd and 7. No big deal. Watch Pratt be patient right here. Watch him wait for the lookie. Just wait. Hammer that thing in there. So now you've seen our very first RPO play with Michael Pratt. What do we do in Green Bay? You've seen several times last year we ran RPOs. So he's equipped for that. Next play, 11 gun, tray left, T same, play action, max protect, dagger, X go. So your X, let's see if we can cipher this out. Play action, you know what that is. Max protect is real simple. Running back's going to stay in and block. The tight end is going to stay in and block. And I'm pretty sure, yes, this guy's going to be blocking here, okay? So you got kind of that 11 gun look. Your X would be down here. So your X is just going to run a go route. Okay, he's just going to run a 9 route, a fly. And then you got dagger on the opposite side. Okay, what's dagger? Dagger is real simple. That's going to be a go route from the number 2, and the number 1 breaks in. Okay, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's right. So, again, 11 gun, tray left. And again, it's tray because the tight end he's the number 3 target on that side of the field, although he is staying in for max protect. And that's your dagger concept. There is your X go. Let's watch Pratt read this thing out. Drops back, just a little mini play action. Set his feet. Let that thing go. Perfect throw him. Look at the spiral on that ball, too. That is pretty. Right on the money. You can't throw it any better. I know it's a one-handed catch because he's getting put in the damn arm bar. No flag, I don't think. But look at that. Look at the placement of that ball, guys. On a 2nd and 11 play. You can't throw that any better. And again, it all starts with the mechanics, right? The protection was great. Play action did kind of freeze on the touch. Great pick up there on the blitz, sets. I mean, that's textbook. That throw in motion. Let that thing go. Beautiful ball. So there you see another go route he converts. Touchdown. All right. Next play, 12 pistol, strong right. How are we on time? Oh, yeah, we're doing good. 12 pistol, strong right, play action crosser, YU safed, T shoot. Okay. 12 pistol, we described to you what pistol is. Shotgun, running back directly behind the quarterback. Okay. We're going strong right. Tight ends are on the right side of the formation. You're going YU safe. So both of these tight ends, if I had this read out right, are going to stay in and pass block. So you got a whole lot of pass protection here. Okay. And you're going to go play action crosser, which is essentially what's going to happen is these guys, it's like a deep mesh play almost. They're both running crossers, okay? And then you're going to have a T shoot. I didn't put what side of the field it was to. I imagine it to the strong side or to the open side of the field. If not, it'll be down here. But a shoot route is you just run diagonally straight to the sideline, okay? So, again, that's play action crosser, YU safe, T shoot. So a little play action frees the defense. You see the deep mesh, the crosser. There comes a shoot route. Going to read it out. Wait. He's going to hit the crosser from right to left. That ball is right on the money. Beautiful read. That's a play call that Matt LaFleur calls quite often. Loves crosser concepts.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510 declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
All right, next play, 12 gun, tray right, T weak, pocket break. This is a 3rd down conversion here. So you're going to see them get a little pressure on him. Watch him stay patient. And again, this is what we were talking about. He's not scrambling to create a secondary passing window. When he tucks that thing, he tucks it and goes. Nothing really special here other than you'll see him just kind of say, okay, he feels the pressure, little pump fake, little face mask. That's all right. Tuck it and go. 3rd and 7 play. That's the reason I wanted to show this right here. 3rd and 7. You're down by 7 points in the 3rd quarter. Got to make a play. Picks up the first down and more, by the way. And I like right here, too, he's still looking to get more. He's not scared to take a hit either. It's probably what got him hurt, to be honest with you. All right, next play, gun empty, trips right. So you see your trips to the right here. It could be a tight end out here. Again, when I'm watching the college tape, man, I don't want to get too caught up in whether the personnel's correct or not. They're going double Haas, all right, slot spot. So what that means is with the Haas concept, it's a curl go. The 1 is a curl, the 2 is a go, okay? So it's going to be curl, go. That's called Haas. Down here is going to be the go, and then the outside off the screen is a curl. So you got double Haas, slot spot. Remember what we talked about? The spot kind of looks like a slant, but he's just going to sit here. When he sits here, though, he realizes, hey, let me just take this thing on across, and he ends up dragging it off across the field if I remember correctly. But again, with that slot Haas, or with that double Haas, you know what Michael Pratt's doing with this football. Likes to go up top. Watch, he's just going to read this thing out. Yeah, let's drop it in the bucket. Let's look at the pocket there real quick. So he's obviously throwing to the number 2 go on the left side of the field, okay? Let's watch Pratt in the pocket here. Ball snapped. They run a little game up front, little loop. See that scrape? Oh, yeah, he's coming. Look at this. Nobody's got the scrape here, okay? Pratt just going to stand tall, be ready to take a hit, delivers a perfect ball. Love it. Love to see him get in the end zone, but again, just a great safe throw there for sure. All right, so that's all that I have on the tape written. So we're just going to let this thing play out. We're flying blind now. Let's just kind of watch this together and see what the highlights look like. All right, here he is dropping back. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw to the corner, man. You see what I'm saying with the accuracy? The accuracy's pretty strong here. So again, that's going to be, that's your I don't think that's obviously not a tight end. That was your trip. So I guess that would technically be the slot. But he's just going to kind of run a shoot. I mean, that's a pretty ball. Touchdown. All right, let's watch this next one here. Similar concept. There's another shoot mixed in there. Oh, we're going to hammer the corner route. Look at that. Little corner / out route. That's a pretty ball. Let's look at his mechanics on this throw real quick. We'll keep this thing moving. We got to wrap up soon. Ball snapped. Quick drop. Set. Mechanics look good. Yeah, that's right. That's a safe throw right there, man. You know, if you try to put it more out here, this guy's kind of got that angle to get a hand on it. I love how he kind of bent it back around. It's hard for that guy to loop back down to make the play. It's a good placement on that ball. Pretty throw. That's a 1st and goal, too. You notice how there's a lot of 1st and goal plays here where they just let Pratt, they put the ball in his hand and say, hey, let's go get a tutter. Pretty cool. Here's a 2x2 set. Running back on the right. Probably tight end left. Probably a strong left look there. Look at the pass rush getting to him. Doesn't matter. Kind of underthrown. Little bit of justification, though. It's hard to step into that throw when you see this. You see your right tackle getting beat like a drum. Look, he knows he's getting hit. He sees that. He's going to take a lick. Bang. Still delivers the ball. Receiver made a good adjustment there, too. So, pretty decent considering he was getting hammered in the mouth. All right, here's a little jet sweep motion, right? Oh, looky here, boys. Look at your chicanery. Michael Pratt. Some people are like, man, Michael Pratt got a good tan right here. No, that's somebody else. Michael Pratt is actually playing wide receiver down here at the bottom somewhere off screen. Okay, so they're going to do a little double reverse. Bang. Look who they're flipping it to. It's Michael Pratt. Watch him get – oh, look at the ball skills. Watch him handle this football. Watch Pratt. Okay, number 7 right here. Watch him take this and flip this ball around and get ready to throw. Look at this. Just that. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's just get ready here. That's a pretty ball, too. Holy cow. Man, I can't believe he fell as far as he did in the draft. That's wild. All right, next play, another jet sweep action. Here's another one of those read options, right? Jet read option. Going to pull it, take it straight up the middle. Oh, yeah. That's 6. Hey, listen, excuse my language. It takes some balls to pull that ball right there and run there towards the linebackers. You know what I mean? And again, he's running away from defenders. Really, really impressive with his speed. All right, next play, a little close formation, dropping back, reading it out. Oh, I like it. So he's got to be reading 2 right here. Reading number 2. As soon as he sees this, yeah, that's exactly what he's reading. He knows he's got 84 on the shallow. He's reading these defenders right here. As soon as he breaks in, watch Pratt. No hesitation, quick release, good accuracy. Hum that tater in there. Is he in? Touchdown. Look at that. Nice play. That's against number 2 Oklahoma, too. All right, next play. Nope, that's it. That's all we got. So there you go, Michael Pratt, Chalk Talk. How we doing on time? Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, yeah, 8:46. We're good, man. We're good. That was a lot of fun. Sorry I couldn't keep up with the comments. Obviously, when we're flying solo, it's hard to do that. Since we're at the 47-minute mark, why don't we wrap up this way? With Paul Robertson say, Clayton must have been reading the chat. No, I wasn't reading the chat. I don't want to read the chat now. But we've got a little a clip here. I think it was it might have been NFL Network. It might have been ESPN. I can't remember. But they did a little special on Michael Pratt. We're going to play it here. This kind of takes you inside of the person that Michael Pratt is, okay? It's about 10 minutes long, almost like a little mini documentary, and talks about some of the tragedy he's had to deal with in his life. I think these things are important because it tells a lot about who a person is and how they deal with adversity, that type of thing. And I remember seeing this originally before the draft and thinking, man, that's a cool story. You know, I wonder where he'll land. And you keep in mind, I had him 131 on my board. So it's like, okay, man, somebody might take a swing on him in the 3rd round, right? And they might be getting a true leader. But lo and behold, we end up taking him with the 245th pick, and it was worth going back and rewatching this. So again, this is just a little glimpse into Michael Pratt. Let's check this out, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. If y'all would, we got a herd of people in here. Hit that like button for us real quick. And if you're on Twitter, feel free to click on my profile. There'll be a YouTube link where you can subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us here on this Saturday evening. But here we go. This is a little mini documentary on some of the tragedy that Michael Pratt's had to deal with in his life.
The tattoo, it reminds me a lot that you never really know what others are going through.
Medical examiner now ruling Bryce Gowdy's death a suicide.
Just because you play a warrior sport doesn't mean you have to be quiet when things are wrong. You can reach out and ask for help.
It's not really just about the tattoo or just about football. It's more about how I can impact people around me.
He's gone through a lot of hard things, but he's come out of it on the other side a better person.
Marker.
First off, Michael, take me way back. Grew up in Boca, in a pretty tight-knit family.
Yep.
When did football come into the picture and why?
Going into high school, I always wanted to play football. That's, I felt like I had a passion. I really wanted to do that. But my parents didn't want me to play really until I was in high school. Once I got to 9th grade, I was finally allowed to play. I think a lot of the physical traits were kind of there, having the arm, but it was definitely a lot to pick up just in terms of the game itself.
Deerfield Beach High School is on the football map. Touchdown, Michael Pratt.
You can see from, watching him, he's got an inner drive, and the way he uplifted the players around him was very impressive. They would compete, they would fight tooth and nail. It was because of his leadership.
Michael Pratt drops back, looks, throws, and it's Bryce Gowdy for the touchdown, Deerfield Beach.
Bryce Gowdy. What was it like knowing you were going to battle with that guy on Friday nights?
It was awesome. After practice, I'll go grab one of my receivers and say, hey, let's get a little bit extra reps. And then it'd be almost pitch black, and Bryce is like, I need 2 more slants, I need 2 more go balls. He was consistently the same guy every day, always had a smile on his face, the kind of people that, I want to gravitate towards.
off the field, how often were they together?
If you seen one, you seen the other.
Now entering the field as captains for tonight's game, number 7, Bryce Gowdy. Number 13, Michael Pratt.
The foundation within each one of them individually were good. You know, they were good kids, but they were both raised completely different. Bryce, he was growing up, you know, kind of raised to be the man of the house because his mom was a single mother. You know, they went through a path of homelessness, struggling for food, clothes, you know, and one of those kids that may come over to spend the night, but he may end up being there a week.
Even though we had very different lifestyles growing up, ultimately we both had the same passion in football, which brought us closer together. And looking into the future and seeing what we had ahead of us was something we talked about a lot.
That being said, I'll be signing with Tulane University.
So you commit to Tulane. He's committed to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
You're about to leave for Tulane. It's an exciting point, I imagine, in your life. You get a phone call. Can you just walk me through that moment?
Actually, one of my teammates, Jared Moore, you know, he kind of called me and said, "Did you hear what happened?" And I said, "No, what are you talking about?"
I remember exactly where I was. I was at the gym working out, and we heard that Bryce was missing. And I called him. Somebody actually ended up answering, but it was his little brother. He told me that Bryce was no longer with us.
Bryce Gowdy seemingly had everything going for him, all set to leave for Georgia Tech on Monday. Medical examiner now ruling Bryce Gowdy's death a suicide.
There could have been a lot of things going through his head because he was dealing with a lot of issues. Now, I'm not a therapist, but I think he was having survivor's remorse. He started to feel guilty that he was going to be going off to Atlanta, was going to be taken care of, living good, and his mother and his two brothers were going to live in uncertainty.
It was kind of really hard to comprehend because of those talks that we had about the future and getting to go to school and playing college football and, you know, all the perks of that. It was really difficult to think about what ultimately led to the decisions that he made. So something I can't really explain.
He cried in my arms that night, and I'd never experienced that sort of emotion from him. Just showed me how much he truly cares about the people that he loves.
You know, it was Mike's, he's a leader. He's a natural born leader. So his, first reaction was to make sure the teachers, the teammates, the coaches were good. One day I was leaving my office and Mike was coming in and he kind of stopped me with his hand and said, "Coach, are you good?" And I gave him a quick response. "Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna be all right. I'll just do it." And he kind of held me up "Nah, Coach, seriously, are you good?" I just broke down crying and we just kind of sat and shared together how we were hurting and we had to find a way to get through it.
Staying in communication with all those guys back at Deerfield definitely built our relationships. I was able to rely more on how close we were to kind of get through the trials and tribulations that I was going through.
You wore number 13 throughout high school. You get to Tulane, you select number 7. Why?
That was for Bryce. That was Bryce's motto was "Believe in 7." There's a couple of us that have that tattoo on us. It's not something, I can take off. Something that has a bigger meaning to me on my throwing arm.
It's a reminder for everyone, mental health has become so much more of a conversation around athletics as they look to use that platform to try and make sure that players understand just because you play a warrior sport doesn't mean you have to be quiet when things are wrong and that you can reach out and ask for help.
The whole team kind of picked up around it. When we needed 7 points, whatever, they always step up to the plate.
ECU brings pressure. Pratt throws. Touchdown, Tulane!
Oh, man, some of those big games that they had.
This is for Keys. Touchdown, Tulane.
the winner of the conference championships, the Oklahoma game. He did some things where I was just like, that's the Pratt I know.
45-31, your final score, Tulane, a winner over South Florida.
It sounds like his brother David was one of his biggest fans.
David was sports kid always. He played baseball, he played basketball, he played football. So when Michael went to Tulane, David didn't miss a game ever.
He would call me after games and tell me stats that I didn't even know about the game. So he was definitely very locked in and dialed on all my sporting events.
What was it like finding out your brother David and his girlfriend were expecting a baby?
Yeah, it was awesome. I remember my brother called me, and I just kind of was shook for a little second and didn't really know what to say. Him being my older brother and the guy that I always looked up to and kind of made me the person that I am, it definitely made it more of an experience.
Baby girl.
This was in the summertime, the week or two after she was born, and I got a phone call from my mom.
I was at dinner, I was like, hey, do you mind if, do you need me to step out? Or, can I call you when I'm done with dinner? And kind of the way she said it, I need you to step out, I have to talk to you. Kind of immediately, my heart kind of sank.
My brother David he got to see his baby girl born and was a little sick afterwards and just peacefully went in his sleep. We found out a long time later that it was the flu.
I don't really know how to describe it. But it's tough in a situation like that. So it was weird. It was something that, I'd felt once before with Bryce, but didn't feel like I was gonna have to feel that again.
You had not met Aria, who was 2 weeks old when David passed away. What was it like the first time you held her in your arms?
Coming home and being with all my family and getting to see Aria and get to meet her and get to hold her is something that really helped in the midst of all the pain and suffering that we were all going through.
Sweet girl.
She is like the happiest little girl ever. She's got the cutest little smile. I get to spend as much time with her as I can. She reminds me a lot of David.
Uncle Michael.
That's my little niece right here.
When things arise, no matter how tragic they may seem, you got to dial into who you are as a person, your foundation. You live in the way that Michael Pratt lives. Quite sure every day, he was the best brother he could be to his brother. Every day, he was the best friend he could be to Bryce Gowdy. So
his experiences have definitely shaped him. He's gone through a lot of hard things, but he's come out of it on the other side a better person.
This gives you mama and grandma.
It was always something that, I thought about with Bryce and my brother is, how can I use this to make me a better person? So first, if you're suffering, sometimes other people don't know. Be courageous in that moment and reach out to the people around you. There's some really, really good people on this earth that are always going to love you and they're going to be there for you. Hopefully, my story really inspires other people to help them in whatever they're going through.
All right, I know YouTube dropped off there. Cracks me up. Channel's not monetized. We're allowed to use the content, and nothing better than trying to share a really unique story about someone dealing with suicide, and them providing the hotline, the suicide hotline. So in case someone does need help and YouTube drops the stream for whatever reason. Cracks me up. But anyway, I know there's still people watching on X and Rumble. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. I thought that was a really cool ending. Michael Pratt, I think if you were to list his positives, it would be, I think Showers mentioned 65% completion percentage. I think he's a fairly accurate quarterback. I think he's very decisive. It doesn't mean he doesn't make mistakes. He's very mobile. He can run with the football. He can run a little read option for you. The big thing for me, and you've seen some pre-snap read, post-snap adjustments, all those things, but he seems like he's a natural-born leader. You heard it from his high school coaches. You heard it from his family, his friends. Seems like he's just got a lot of leadership qualities. You could see why the Packers liked him so much. And especially seeing that you got him, like we said, at the 245th pick. That's just wild. Maybe there's something there we're not seeing as to why he dropped. That could be the case. But for me, man, I'll tell you, I'm pretty impressed with him. Going through the chat real quick as we wrap up, R. Shower says his footwork is better than Love's for sure. I agree with that. If you look at Love's footwork coming out of college compared to Pratt's, but I feel really comfortable saying Jordan Love has a lot more arm talent than Pratt, obviously, coming out of college. Not comparing Jordan Love today, right? Talking about Jordan Love coming out of college compared to where Pratt's at right now. Jordan has a ton more arm talent, but I do think Pratt has better footwork at both of their stages in the career. And again, Michael Pratt's not coming in to compete with Jordan Love. No one's saying it. I know Showers isn't saying that. Just simply pointing out the positive there. Respect Orange just says, strength of character, Green Bay building a team worthy of superhero background tragedies. It's so true, man. Jaden Reed losing his father, Jordan Love losing his father. I know I'm going to miss somebody because there's a ton of people on this team, a ton of guys on this team that have had tragic losses. And Michael Pratt's is going to be added right to the mix, The old saying, the old Bill Belichick quote, we're building a team, we're not collecting talent. That's what you're seeing here. M. Smitty says the background of a player can provide great insight to who they are / will develop to be, what they can bring to the team. Absolutely. Very well said. And then M. Smitty said, more serious note, gents. We're all dealing with crap. Love this community. And if anyone needs an ear, don't hesitate to reach out. Very well said, Smitty. Again, that's why I wanted to show the clip. It's wild that and again, it isn't like someone sitting over at YouTube going, let's take that down. It's all AI triggered. They trigger a copyright. The AI picks up a copyright. Even though we're allowed to use it, it'll shut the stream down and then bring the stream back up typically. So that's why that happens. So, but nothing we can do about it. But again, it's on the pod as well. So very well said, Smitty. This was a fun one, guys. Really, really appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I know a lot of people are on Rumble right now, still checking it out. So appreciate y'all hopping over there. We're going to get out of here, and we will see you in the morning for Good Morning Lambeau. If everything goes as planned, I'm pretty sure Jacob's going to be joining me for Good Morning Lambeau. What we're going to do is take one step further from what we did this morning, where we kind of looked at the 2024 cap situation. We're going to project ahead to 2025 and take a quick glance at, okay, what's the cap situation look like for 2025? And the reason we're doing it for right now, because that's what Goody's looking at right now. They're looking at extending players, mainly Jordan Love, right? What's the cap situation look like in 2025 to kind of set the stage to extend Jordan Love's contract? Who's in the Packers' future? Who might not be? Those type of things. Those are the conversations we'll have tomorrow morning. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like Smitty said, man, anybody needs anything, reach out. I know this is YouTube, this is Twitter, this is Rumble. A large majority of all of us have never met each other face to face. But if you need somebody to chat with, man, social media is a powerful tool when it's used the right way. Reach out to somebody, man. All it takes is a second. And it's not weakness, it's strength. When you're willing to lower your walls and reach out because you're dealing with something, and who knows, man. Like Pat McAfee says all the time, take a second to reach out to someone and say something nice too. You never know how it's going to change their day, right? So that's why we always wrap the show up the way we do. So for those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
The power sweep actually is the lead play in our offense.
We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet, get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. The YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. And try to run this play in the alley.